A thrilling finish and some history made at today's Daytona 500 race in Florida, a day after a horrifying crash injured more than 24 spectators. Jimmie Johnson won today's race, while Danica Patrick chalked up yet another first for the sport. But it was yesterday's crash that was on everyone's mind. NBC's Janet Shamlian's at the track tonight with the latest. Hello, Janet.
Hi, Lester. Yeah, today was the signature race, but it is Saturday's crash that is still weighing on everyone here. In a sport that prides itself on letting the fans get up close and personal, tonight there are questions whether there should be more distance between spectators and the sport.
There was no stopping NASCAR's Super Bowl.
Let's just go racing.
The Daytona 500 went on as planned, a day after a nightmarish crash on the very same track. 28 fans were hurt, 12 admitted to local hospitals. Some were seated 40 rows up when a car on the last lap of a race crashed into the fence and split apart, sending chunks of metal and a tire high into the grandstand.
We were really shook up, just because we thought this really happened and we were, so close.
Heather Heathington came back for today's 500, but was glad her seats weren't too close. Officials promised a careful review.
I think the key is we sit down and review everything in terms of what happened.
The catch fence separating the track from the crowd is 22 feet high, but now questions whether it's high enough and are the grandstands too close. But it's that ability to almost reach out and touch them that's always been part of NASCAR's culture.
Fans want to be close to the action at Daytona, and if you were to walk by the fence here, you'll feel it. Your hair will literally be sucked sideways because you're so close to the action, and that's what fans want.
It was 12 years ago that seven-time champ Dale Earnhardt died in an accident on the last lap of the Daytona 500. His death prompted a safety overhaul for both drivers and fans.
They do the best they can to protect the drivers and the fans, of course. But when I come to these races, I do feel very safe as a fan.
The other headline of the day, the historic pole position start for Danica Patrick, who also became the first female to lead a lap in a NASCAR race.
It's amazing how she's pretty much the only girl in a guy's sport, and she's holding her own, so kind of gives hope for other girls to do what they can and push for dreams.
Danica's own dreams weren't fulfilled here. An 8th place finish for a young woman who says she's just getting started.
Jimmie Johnson's win was his second Daytona 500 victory, and Michael Waltrip, who drove a car with the number 26 in honor of the 26 Sandy Hook victims, finished 22nd. Lester.
Janet Shamlian in Florida for us tonight. Thanks.